The Oklahoma Sooners, they've thrown a big-time offer to an in-state prospect or an in-state tight end in Cooper Alexander from Washington High School out of Washington, Oklahoma. And guys, I'm here to tell you why, as an Oklahoma Sooner fan, you should be excited here because, yes, we want the five-star tight end Devon Mitchell to reclassify and end up in the 2024 class. But if he doesn't end up being able to reclassify, this is going to be, I would think, a good placeholder until 2025. And then additionally, I think the kid's an undervalued prospect. But before we dive into it, guys, go ahead and hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Jump down in the comments below and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What do you think of the three-star tight end Cooper Alexander out of Washington, Oklahoma, or Norman, Oklahoma, whatever you want to call it? So, Cooper Alexander, his dad was a former Oklahoma Sooners tight end, Steven Alexander, who had 104 receptions for 1,591 yards and 6 touchdowns in his 4-year career with the University of Oklahoma. So, you know the kid comes from a family that can ball. But to take it a step further, his dad actually played 9 years in the NFL and appeared in a little over 118 games for 4 different NFL teams. So, again, with that assumption, he comes from a school, well, where his dad can kind of help develop him. He knows what it's going to take to get to the next step. And I think that's kind of why you would want a kid like this, because he's being developed by a guy that has done it at both levels. Now, Cooper Alexander's been offered by schools like Texas A&M, Miami, Vanderbilt, Iowa State, and Colorado, and a couple others. So the 6'4", 220-pound tight end, listen, his services, they're wanted by a couple different schools. So he also is a multi-sport athlete. He runs a little bit of track, and in his varsity starting last year, played in 10 games, 9 receptions, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. And you might go, okay, well, why are we so hyped about this kid? Why is this kid so exciting? Because the stats really don't show it. Well, let me tell you this. The reason why his production is so low and the why we all believe he's an undervalued target and a diamond in the rough for the staff and Joe John Finley, it's because Washington High School also has a composite 125 player in the country, and tight end Nate Robertson, who's a part of that 2025 class, currently holds 25 offers and has a crystal ball to land at Notre Dame. So when you look at why his production might be low, there's actually a good reason, because there's another baller tight end at that school, which also this was pointed out on the radio the other day by Parker Thune. But how often do you see 2 tight ends, Power 5 level tight ends at the same school in Oklahoma? Not very often. But when you look at the schools that are trying to recruit the kid, most notably being like an Iowa State and maybe even Colorado, because Colorado has Tim Brewster, you got to look at the people that are out there recruiting him and look at what they have been able to do with other prospects before. And that's how you know, hey, Cooper Alexander definitely has some upside and a guy you want to be able to have on this team. And so when you watch Cooper Alexander's film, right, what are some things that you notice here? Well, one of the things you notice is he's a very good pass catching tight end, but the kid is also able to make a little bit of blocks as well. So you're not really going to see it here in the first couple of reels here. You're not going to really see him be that pass blocking tight end, but you're going to be able to see him run some really great routes, make some really great catches. And when there's a hole, he's going to find it and he's going to get in the end zone. So I believe it's going to be the next one where you're going to be able to see some of his pass blocking abilities. But I mean, just right there, you see that extension. Yeah, this is going to be the one where you see the pass blocking. See, look at that. And so, one of the things that I think makes a good tight end is being able to do both. Now, yes, it's nice to have, in Jeff Levy's system, maybe you can have a 2 tight end package where one blocks, one catches, or maybe you've got 2 tight ends that are going to be able to catch the ball. But that's the great thing, right? We're going to be able to get bigger and better tight ends. We're going to be able to have a deep tight end room because of how Jeff Lebby's system worked, because Jeff Lebby wants to run 2 tight ends, because they're going to get that production. You're going to see more tight ends potentially want to come to the University of Oklahoma. And that means you're not going to have maybe one really good tight end and then a couple of guys that could just play at the Power 5 level. You might get like 2 or 3 Power 5 starters. Not saying you're going to get 2 5-stars, but you might get 2 Power 5 level starters. And that's kind of what you've seen Georgia really been able to do, where they've been able to succeed on the field, is having that 2 tight end package. So I'm excited to see that for the Oklahoma Sooners. And I'm really excited that the Oklahoma staff felt like Cooper Alexander was good enough to earn an offer from Oklahoma. And you even heard Cooper talk about it, but the offer was unexpected for him. The offer was a dream offer. Like, this is his dream school. And, he's grown up in Oklahoma. He's grown up in Norman. Like, this is the kind of guy that you want on your team because, yeah, Devon Mitchell is going to be great. But a guy like this, he is going to be a guy that is able to go in there and drive Devon Mitchell and drive all of these tight ends that we now have in this locker room to be the best that they could be. Because, well, it's his dream school. He wants to start. He wants to make an impact. And, well, his dad left a legacy here. So, not saying, that plays in anything, but he's got a legacy somewhat to live up to. There's going to be some expectations for Cooper to just be that dude at the University of Oklahoma. So, anyways, the 3-star tight end out of Washington, Oklahoma, Cooper Alexander, picks up the offer. Now, you heard me talk about a little bit about Nate Roberts, the currently a 4-star composite, 121th ranked player, the number 5 tight end in the 2025 class, currently crystal balled to end up at Notre Dame, but has a little over 25 offers. And you might say, well, hey, where are these offers from? Baylor, Alabama, Notre Dame, Penn State, Auburn. Shoot, he's got an offer from Georgia. So I look at what Nate Roberts is able to provide. Yeah, Oklahoma's certainly going to go after it. They're definitely going to try to make a push after him. And if they don't land Cooper Alexander and Cooper Alexander ends up at like an Iowa State or a Stanford or wherever, you're going to be just fine if you're able to land Nate Roberts in the 2025 class, because more than likely by that time, you're going to have a certain 5-star by the name of Devon Mitchell, who's been able to catch passes from the one and only new quarterback, Michael Hawkins. But guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about the 3-star tight end, Cooper Alexander, currently in this 2024 class. Could commit to Oklahoma, could not. We'll have to see. He's got a couple feature casts out there in favor of Oklahoma. But guys, if you guys also haven't, go ahead and hit that like and hit that subscribe button.